you're back. It's just you and me. No,
I'm so sorry about that. I did not realize time
no.
flew so quick.
I'd kind of forgotten that it was an option to just kind of restart.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I totally lost track of time, and I'd love to get some dialogue back and forth. I'll just say like one more thing, and then I'd love to kind of hear what some people are thinking and whatnot. Yeah. So we'll let people hop back in.
Look at them all. They're back, Josh.
Boom, boom, boom. I thought like people would have run and like got like coffee.
If it was me, maybe, but it's so, no.
Radical.
Okay, I think we're all back.
Super. Sorry for taking so much time, guys. I really love this neighborhood because it's teaching me this stuff. And what's really captured me is this idea of life on mission. And that's the question that you guys had last week. And to me, life on mission means like knowing that you are part of something bigger. And for me, that bigger is what I like to call like the upside down kingdom, which is a term used by like a lot of different theologians and whatnot who studied Jesus. And maybe you guys have heard the term, maybe not. The upside down kingdom is like when Jesus talks about the first shall be last. There's this parable that we read the other day about like the great feast that this landlord put on, and he was like, yo, bring all my friends and family and whatnot to this feast, and then they're all like, yo, we can't come. And he's like, okay, servant, like go out and get all the like, poor and crippled and disabled people from around town and tell them to come to this great feast. This is like a parable Jesus told, right, to like these religious leaders, and they were like, what the heck, like what's going on? And what I found Jesus doing is constantly being like, we need to flip the scales. We need to be part of bringing a new kingdom in. And kingdom, a big word that we use all the time, but like we need to bring this new kingdom in, and the kingdom is upside down. The kingdom is not what we expect it to be. So I just sensed like this makes sense in the world I'm in. I was like, it makes sense that we can be part of something that is bigger than ourselves. We can be part of this regardless of kind of how strong our faith is or how like specific we know kind of our beliefs and whatnot. Jesus, when he was talking to people, he was just saying, hey, I'm bringing this new kingdom in. This kingdom is one where people are first. Sacrificial love of others is what matters, and caring for the lost and forgotten is a big important thing. There's a verse in James that says like, this is true religion, that you care for the orphans and the widows. And I was like, man, that's interesting. There's this whole Bible, the whole Bible's there. There's so many, different things, different, stuff going on about God and faith. But then this one guy can just go, here's what true religion looks like. Take care of the orphans, take care of the widows. So for me, in my like third, fourth year, when I was wrestling with a lot of questions about God and faith, I was like, even if I have questions and concerns, like pretty big concerns, what I can do and what I can be part of is bringing this better world and focusing on what is really important, which is like what we know. So that there's a prayer that Jesus says in Matthew 5, like, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is here in heaven, right? Or as on earth as it is in heaven, something like that. But on earth, right, as it is in heaven, our job, my job at least, I'm not speaking for you guys, my job is to be part of bringing this new kingdom down to heaven. And that does not look how I thought it would. I thought that looked like me. I thought that had to look like preaching the gospel and like other people discovering the same like detailed faith that I had. But no, that's not what I learned. What I learned was that it's kind of what you guys are learning, like this outward discipline of service. Like our part of this kingdom is actually our commitment to this world and to loving our neighbor and to loving those around us. And this is like weird, and I know like you guys are in grade 11 and figuring stuff out, but my encouragement is just that like I think there is something bigger going on in our world, and I think we can all be part of it. And I think our part in that is to figure out where we really want to make a difference or invest our time and energy in stuff that I think Jesus would. And what I mean by that is Jesus was all about, you know, making wrong things right. He was all about supporting those who, you know, were mistreated, or, you know, for in my case, it's families who come from different countries and don't have any resources or support to make life good here, or to make life for their kids good here. So it's like, how can I help? You've had like a totally different life than me. I came with so much privilege, and like, you know, like life was so easy. Life is so hard for so many others. I just kind of say, how can I help? And for me, that has started to make sense. And that is what life on mission looks like. And I think the life on mission part really gets captured in like, it's not just a thing I do on the side, or it's not just like a hobby. It is actually like core to who I am, is being part of this something bigger. And it's really what is real. And yeah, so then where I think what that means for you guys maybe is like, as you guys figure out what you want to do with your lives, it doesn't mean to go and like, you know, only do things that are social justice or like missions or whatever, but it means that whatever your skills and passions and abilities are, know that those are gifts, and those are given to you. And I think where we find our meaning is in giving those back and investing those in people around us and in our world, to make the world a more kingdom-like place, right? An example, yeah, is where's Kasena? Kasena's there. Kasena, you mentioned being a teacher, right? One of my good friends here in Waterloo is a teacher, and she really cares about her kids so much, so much so that she goes like above and beyond in trying to care for them. So she actually like broke some of the COVID policies that her school put in place. So she teaches some kids that like have like English language issues, so they can't speak English too well, and their families come like from like some poverty areas. And she actually went and like delivered food to the house, which was technically against policy. She did it all COVID safe, but she was like, she wasn't supposed to, but she went because she's like, I care about these kids so much. I can't just let them be in this situation. And she's like, I need to go above and beyond. This is who I am. This is my calling. Like, I love kids. So I don't just like find a job where I can be with kids, but I actually love them, and I actually like take care of them. And I actually like invest in them, right? I've got a friend who's a basketball coach at the high school, and he was in our community center helping two of our guys apply for college, which is something that like is not expected or not like required of a coach at a high school. But he's like, I care about these kids. I care about who they are and where they're going and what they're about. And I have a real relationship with them. So I'm going to invest my time and energy in that, right? And you can tell it's something just about who they are. Both these people, like, just strangely enough, like don't come from like Christian backgrounds per se. They are part of making the world a much better place. I think people who come from, you know, a Christian background have this really amazing opportunity because there's this kind of deep faith, and there's this deep understanding that there's a good God who wants to make this world right, wants to right the wrongs that are being done, that when there's injustice, he wants to see, you know, good change happen. But yeah, no, I think yeah, I think every one of you guys, for example, has so much potential to create a good and better world around them. And I just, maybe that's my encouragement and my thought process there, is just to yeah, invest well in those around you, and to really challenge yourself about what it means to love your neighbor. I don't know. I think I just blabbered for way too long, and those probably were not all connected. I had this whole idea of connecting everything that I was saying, and it just kind of went out the window. But anyways, sorry. Thank you for listening to me, guys. Sorry for taking so much of your time. I wish I could just come and bring you up here and show you around. Maybe at some point, but yeah, I don't know. I'll leave that there, Becky, and maybe yeah, go from there.
Sure. Well, first, we reject your apology. So you can just rescind that, because this has been amazing. And if it's deep and it's something we have to reach for, that's really good too. So thank you for sharing your journey. And I would love to bring you guys up. It's Waterloo, so we don't need passports. Josh is running some amazing programs this summer, and I know he would love some help with those. And I know it's COVID, so it's all those things, but I got to be at the community center when I went up about a month ago on Saturday, and got to meet a couple of young ladies who are just firecrackers, and I love it, and would love to see you guys, I think, energized by that. I think you have a lot to give, but we are pretty privileged, and you just maybe don't have outlets for how or where to even start. So spoiler alert, I would love to get us up to see Josh and his peeps up there at some point. We have to follow all the rules, it sounds like, unless I'm just Becky Ong sometime, not Mrs. Ong, and I'm just Sam's mom, and you just happen to be in the van with me. And anyway, this is being recorded, so I'm totally joking. Totally joking. Never do that. But do you guys have any questions for Josh? I know it's always awkward kind of when you meet someone, and maybe you have even just like some specifics of how did you, or what does it look like, or when did you, any of those things. Josh is, you can see he's an open book. So he is, I'm sure, willing to engage in any of your questions, but it's also okay if you don't have them. You'll fail this course, but it's fine. You take it next year again.
Josh, if you had to pick one highlight of all your time with working with this organization that you have been, what would it be?
Oh man, there's so many. I'll name like a fake one and then a high one. One is that, like, the food I get to eat around here, Andy, is so insane. Oh my gosh. Like, our neighbors are from like Somalia, Eritrea, like Syria, Iraq, and they bring food over all the time, and it's so good. Oh my gosh. And it's also like I ate burgers and fries and like pierogies growing up, right? Like, so it's all very new, but it's so good. Oh my gosh. Expanding your world that way is so important. But no, the main thing I think, like, when I look back on this, is like providing opportunities to kids that like totally just blow their mind and like get them dreaming about like a better world and a bigger world. So one example is these three boys that are so near and dear to my heart, who love soccer. They play like hours and hours a day, barefoot, like on their own. And then like I play with them barefoot on like just for fun in the neighborhood. And then I was thinking, like, man, like it'd be so cool if you guys like were on a team. And they were like, we've always wanted to be on a team, but like we never could. Like, it's never been a possibility. So I made a friend who like runs an academy in town that like costs a lot of money to be part of. And he was like, no, man, like I'll get them in. I'll make it happen. So like now these three kids play on this like academy level soccer team, and they're getting like actual training, and their minds are going crazy. They're like, man, I want to like do well in school so I can like go get a scholarship to go play somewhere. Like their minds are so like blown by it. And I love being part of those kind of processes where like just something that seems so like impossible just kind of, you know, was made possible. So anyways, that's one highlight. They're also like one of those kids like lives 20 steps away from me and he just wanders into my house all the time. So, you know, like the relationship is also like super sick. The relationships are what matter, Andy. It's just the cool things that come out of them are awesome. Yeah, thanks though. That's a great question.
We have a couple more minutes, so I'll just wait a minute or so, see if anyone else has something a burning question. Otherwise, if you want to email, we can chat some more about these things and maybe, oh, dang it. Are we off Zoom? No, we're still on. Where are we? Where are you? Okay, I don't know what just happened there, but oh wow. Okay. Yep. All right, I'll just keep talking. You're like this big, but I'll just keep talking. So anyone have another question for Josh? Or if you're interested in knowing more about this, we can chat more. I'll have some work for us posted Thursday, kind of in our discussion board, that block of time that you have to kind of independently go after some things. I put some things in your packages, but this has been really good. So I might push that to next week. Yes, Josh, did you have I don't think you
I
were
know,
thinking about what I was saying.
I meant to give you guys like a local example, which again, might not be a good example. And Becky, you'll have to like tell them if it's not, but like in St. Thomas, I've got some friends who recently were kind of feeling a bit of urge to be like, man, I want to actually like be part of something that is making a difference and like actually changing things for the good. And they ended up, you know, meeting some people that like were drug addicted in town. And you know, which is like, again, they're adults and you know they're okay. But they met some drug addicted folks and they had this like whole open room in their attic that was like totally okay. And this mom who had a kid who was struggling with some addiction, you know, was like on the streets. And they were like, okay, like we have a space, you know, we have this resource, we see a need, and they're like, let's put it together. And like the person moved in and like life just kind of really started changing for that person. The relationship was formed that was really meaningful. And then like another person ended up moving into like the basement because like they saw another need. And it didn't last too long, but they've now got this lasting commitment to people who are experiencing homelessness and drug addiction in St. Thomas. And they are like involved. They bring food around to like these kind of like really sketchy areas like all the time. They've got a business that provides the food now to do it. Like they just started really caring about people, and like stuff just happened. And I just wonder what it would look like if our world, especially Christians in our world, or you know, churches, really started really investing in their communities and really investing in the kind of challenges that we face. And I wonder what it would look like to get creative and to be part of them, as messy as it is. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that because that was really interesting to me that some friends got involved in that. Yeah. We cannot hear you.
Thanks, Josh. That is wow. That's stunning. And thanks for sharing today. Can I just close us really quickly in prayer here, and then you guys can all wave your enormous approval and excitement for having Josh instead of me talk. Okay. God, we come to you and we thank you for this opportunity of just expanding our ideas of what we're supposed to do, or what a normal Christian life looks like. And God, I ask that you would teach us how to love you and how to love our neighbors. And you say over and over in your word that we'll be known to be your followers by our love. And shamefully, that's often not how we're known. And so we ask you that you would show us and begin to show us how you have gifted us and given us a passion and a desire for things, and how we can use those to bring your kingdom here. And so we just pray, as you did in the way you taught us to pray, that your kingdom come and your will be done. And may we be part of that. We pray that you would bless Josh in his relationships with his neighbors. I pray that you would give him wisdom and understanding and openness and favor with them. And as he has opportunities that you provide, that he would have ways to speak of the freedom and the forgiveness and the joy that you bring. So I pray for him in Jesus' name. Amen. Thanks again, Josh. This has been amazing.
Thanks, guys. Pleasure to meet all you guys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, Josh.